So personally, I love AI. It has helped us tremendously. I don't think it's gonna replace us so fast. There are a lot of sectors that have been more impacted. The people from technology, it can do more of the work. But for example, we work with humans, right? The plumber has to go and do his job. And then we as managers, we have to do manually our job. So I don't see that it will take over for us in this industry. It will help us tremendously.
Hello, you are listening to the Operational Clarity podcast, where we sit together with experienced leaders from across the HOA, community, strata, and property management businesses around the world. Today we have Kelly Pacheco joining us. She's a long-tenured property and community management operator based in Miami, Florida, and she has spent more than 14 years building and leading Oneness Management. She studied business in Grenoble and worked as a business analyst at Hewlett-Packard. So she brings a blend of business administration, accounting, property management, real estate brokerage, and investment ownership to the table. Kelly, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Robert. It's a pleasure to be here and to be invited.
What motivated you to leave a stable job at Hewlett-Packard and venture into the business world?
Well, I studied my international business master because I wanted to open a business. So I thought that the master was a key element on opening a business because it will give me that international, part of how to operate businesses everywhere in the world. So it was something that I needed and something that I wanted. My end goal has always been be a business owner. So I studied accounting, but I needed something how to actually operate the business because accounting is only, numbers and you can know how the business is doing, but you need some technical expertise on how to actually run the business. And those were my steps. Accounting, then the master, and in order to have all the background needed to open a business successfully, right?
You seem like a very calculated person because your background is pretty unique in this sense. Most people, they just plunge in headfirst into the business. Some of them, they probably just go with it, and not everybody is as systematic about it, which I find pretty interesting, that you first wanted to learn the basics and then basically go into it. So since you have entered the community management space, what has changed the most over the 14 years of you operating Oneness Management?
Well, we are located here in Miami. Here, the industry has been shaped by a lot of new laws coming into place. Unfortunately, we have had 5 years ago, we have a huge tower, 100 units collapse, right? So those were the Champlain Towers. And then that has changed completely the industry because the government, the state put new regulations that had completely changed the way we manage the associations here. So there is a lot of, before it was more like kind of loose. Now this area is very, very regulated. And what also happened is that besides all the regulations also obviously come with a cost, right? So here in Miami, especially, we have a lot of repairs that need to be done, a lot of structural inspections. Everything got way more regulated than before. So that has caused to all the owners of condominiums, especially because homeowners, they don't have that burden, but it has caused a lot of financial issues. So we have to be besides everything that is related to manage an association, this have brought a lot of financial burden that we have to find ways to mitigate, right? So getting more collaborations with the banks, right? So they can provide loans, right? Also stronger ties with vendors, and try to locate vendors outside Miami, because the market here is very, very expensive. So we have vendors that are coming now from Palm Beach, more up north. But the prices are relative way more cheaper than the vendors are in Miami. So it has been challenging. That part of the business has been very challenging and it's like every other business, right? You have new stuff that is happening, and then you have to be creative enough to find the right solutions in order to compensate whatever is happening and make it more survive, right? And help your clients through that, bumps, through those bumps. So that's
Yeah.
basically the most challenging part of right now in Miami. That's the most challenging, like helping owners to carry that burden without being too affected, because there are some owners that have to sell the properties because they could not afford the assessments due to all the structural renovation. Most of all is structural renovations, because we have here the water, right? We are in front of the water. So that caused a lot of structural damage in the buildings. So basically that has been the most
Yeah.
most difficult part here in Miami.
So from what I'm understanding is that there are these new laws that homeowners need to navigate now, and you position yourself particularly well to help them with this. I remember when we previously spoke that you said that you saw a gap in the market that big companies weren't properly addressing, which you, being a homeowner yourself, you decided to go after this opportunity. Would you like to tell us a bit more about the gap that you saw and how you're differentiating yourselves from the big players, especially in supporting these smaller business or smaller homeowner associations?
Yes. Okay. So when I first moved to Miami, it was 17 years ago, right? After I finished my master's in France, I was buying, because it was right after the crash, I was buying properties in South Beach, a small condominiums association, because they were very inexpensive at that time. So I noticed that the management company that were managing those condominiums really didn't care about the homeowners, right? And they were not running it like a business. They were just collecting money and doing the least that they could do. And of course, we have big players, big companies that obviously prefer management companies that prefer big buildings because they make more money more faster, right? And then these small management companies taking care of, we have here a lot of Art Deco buildings and medium and small size condominiums were not actually professionally managed. The way people open businesses is oh, I decide today to open a management company and I don't have any experience. I just gonna, learn on it while I'm doing it. And most of the management companies are actually here for medium and small condominiums are doing that. It's just I'm gonna open my management company. I will learn as I go. And of course, that affects the homeowners because you're not doing the things proper. You're not following the regulations. You're not paying attention to what what they need. And so, sometimes most of the condominiums here in Miami they are investment properties, right? So you see your capital is decreasing because these properties are not well managed. So people were doing that. And what I saw when I noticed that with my management experience and all my professional background, I decided I saw the gap. I saw that, okay, the big companies that manage big buildings are very well, very very well structured, right? And they have all the procedures and they're big enough to do this. And that's the gap I saw. I saw the medium and small associations were not actually being professionally managed. So that's why I started to opening up the firm and creating the management company. And little by little, we started having more clients because our approach was way more professional than what we have in the market right now. So yes.
Brilliant, brilliant. I was thinking, when Oneness Management takes over a community, what operational issues show up most often? And especially when you look through your professional background lens that you have in business management and accounting, right? What are the operational issues that show up most often when you start working with them?
Well, the takeovers are really, really a struggle, right? Because obviously when we take over a community, they are not well managed previously. So, and obviously if they didn't do the proper management, when you receive a community like this, everything is all over the place. And you have to help them to navigate through this transition. The previous management company didn't provide financials, or the financials are really not correct. And also you have to take over all the repairs and things that were not properly done, or registrations that were not done correctly, or they have a lot of violations. So at the moment of takeover, that's the most difficult part for us because of the mismanagement of the previous companies.
I understand. You've also mentioned when we last spoke that you were working internally inside Oneness Management to put all the processes in place before you wanted to scale the advertisement such that you can grow in a proper way. And I imagine that most of that proper structure also comes from your previous background at Hewlett-Packard and your studies in Grenoble. I wanted to understand what processes you attacked first, where you saw that you had to put systems in place and processes, and how did you manage this internal structuring phase, to put it in this way, so that now you can say, okay, you will soon start to work on growth and business development. So what processes have you put in place, and what was the reasoning behind that?
Okay. We recently got a transition to a new platform, right? Management platform. And what I was discussing with the owners of the company is that management, association management is 80% task, right? Is 80% service requests and all of that. And if 20% accounting, right? So that's the strongest part of our business. So I started with that because if you have that structure, which is 80% of your workload, right? And that's all the processes are set in place, then you're good to go. Because instead of, dedicating 80% of your time, you dedicate 30 or 40%. So that was my goal. I saw the most of the work that was supposed to be done in the management company was the service request, right? All the repairs, most of it, because it's 80%, like the elevator is not working, that the pool needs to be repaired, or things like that, or the roof is caving in. So there are a lot of service requests. So 80% of our business is this area, service requests. So I started with that area because I wanted to put all the procedures in place in order to be fast, right? So all the work orders that were put in place, how everybody in the back end, we're going to action and take every service request to successful, doing a very good performance of every service request.
Can you walk us through how you deal with this service request with the new platform that you implemented in a step-by-step way, so our viewers understand how does an optimized process look like inside your company?
Okay. So right now, what we have this platform, I love it. And that's why we migrate to this platform specifically, is because all the requests are centralized through our email, right? So all the requests get through email. And we work the way that I find appropriate was to work with portfolios, right? So we have a back end, and every girl has assigned portfolio of associations, right? So when whoever sends an email regarding, okay, the elevator isn't working or any of this, so it enters in the system. They sent an email, but the system classify and just goes through the portfolio who is the person assigned to this ticket, and the ticket arrived to the person that is assigned to that portfolio. And this person I'm sorry. And this person directly from the platform, they are able to contact the vendor that is specifically for that association, the vendor that takes service, that do the service for the elevators. So everything is on the system. Everything is in the same ticket. All the communication is through the platform, and it makes it easier for everybody. So it's like almost seamless to contact the vendor, and you can see the ticket at what time the ticket arrived, and when it was communicated to the vendor, and the vendor communicates emails back and forward, but all the emails and all the communications, they go directly to the same ticket. So it's like perfect for us, because it's not, I'm going to text you, I'm going to call you. Everything is on the same ticket, and everything is done through the platform. So, and then at the end, when they perform the repair, then they send a reply, the repair is done. And we involve our inspector to go and check. Sometimes the board members that are very active, they go and check and they confirm everything is okay. So everything is done through the system, and this system it works in steps, right? That we design with the platform, right? We say, okay, one is we dispatch the vendor, and then we change the steps instead of going and putting notes. So the system continues to move forward. And then when the repair is done, we send the ticket to the payment department, and everything is done there. So the way this platform works is that we design how we want to work, all the steps that we want, and who we want to be involved on this. And it's exactly how I previously designed before we move forward with this platform. We were using another platform that was very basic, and I was building all these steps and all this SOPs and everything. But then to have all that done by a system is great, because then you don't have to look, where do I have to do next? Because all the steps are already there in the platform. So, and you're guided through the system to do the next step. So it's really easy.
Mm-hmm. And how long does it take to realize whether a new platform works or not?
Well, right now we are like 3-4 months in, and of course, migrating to a new platform is not very easy, but it has been a struggle. And because mostly here in Miami, and that you must know, there are a lot of investors, so people are not here often, and also we have a lot of elderly people that is very difficult for them to adopt anything new technologically. So it has been a little bit challenging, but yeah, I'm super happy that we have changed. Like I told you, the previous platform was very basic, and this platform allows us to build our business how we want it, and they support us. So at the end, like all the work that I have done is put into this platform, and then the result is great. So
yeah,
so far I'm super happy because of that.
Yeah, that makes total sense. So then when you say that communication failures are often operational failures, I understand that you basically mean by that coordinating all parties involved with a service request in the quickest way, both the homeowners and the maintenance teams and your internal team. So it's basically about transitioning these tickets as quickly as possible from open to closed, right?
Exactly.
This is super interesting. And this also brings me to the thought that technology itself doesn't solve problems, but the processes do, right? And
yes, excellent.
yeah. And I also saw that you have lots of great reviews on Google, mainly from homeowners that praise you, that it's much easier to work with you than with their previous management company, which I find pretty impressive. Let's switch gears a little bit and keep staying in this process space, but more from, let's dive a bit deeper into the technologies and into the technology aspect, right? So we see that there's a lot of now happening with the AI, and we see this a lot on social media, on different channels around the internet. There are these AI implementers that promise you the world, but at the end of the day, they don't really deliver. And I wanted to hear from your extensive experience and having gone through implementing these processes, which areas do you think can realistically be improved with AI and which areas cannot, and what is fluff in this whole hype?
Okay. So personally, I love AI. It has helped us tremendously because like our back office are all over the world. So we have girls working in Mexico, in Venezuela, because as you must know, like 80% of the residents here in Miami, they are Latin, right? So that's most of our clients. And so AI has helped us tremendously on making like letters and things communication, making communications more effective. So that part has helped us really a lot, right? And for example, for me, yes, I think part of it is a hype, but when you have the good platform, and then you just need AI to help you with, with little things. I think it's going to be taken over little by little, but it's obviously it cannot be, you have to actually be in the business in order to develop a great tool, right? Because is a lot of work. So right now I have Claude, and what I'm doing right now with Claude is my in my dashboard, right? So obviously, I download all the reports from the platform, but like I told you, 80% of our business is management, right? And in order to do a proper management, you have to manage your people well, right? And make them more effective, and you have to track that, right? So right now, I'm using Claude to develop my dashboard for KPI. So I download the report from the platform, and I decide, and I have designed, right, with AI what I want to look into, right, in order also to provide bonuses to the employees, right, to increase the level and engage with the company, and to make them do things more efficiently and reward them for everything that was well done, right? So that's how I'm implementing AI right now. So we download the reports from the platform. I created end of the day reports with end of the day report for all the admins, and after all of those end of the day reports are submitted to us, then we do a KPI generator that Claude does. And anyways, so I have the person that is human resources looking at all the EODs. So Claude have helped us to develop the reports. And it's always something that is always changing, right? Because we always have something new. So the great thing about AI is always adapts, right? I can just tell her, oh, we changed this. Urgent action items should include also the intercom, right? So it's in 1 second, everything is restructured. So I have the right KPIs and my perfect dashboard in order to analyze and do the reviews of every employee, right? So, and I can see like I have a perfect snapshot of the business, of all the service requests that are going around. So it's a lot of help, yes, but it's not gonna do like the whole entire business in a second. No, I think it little by little we can implement, and it help us in little things. And yes, for me it has been great. I'm super open. I love it. The good part, like the good and the bad part of the I don't think it's gonna replace us so fast, right? There are a lot of sectors that have been like more impacted, right? The people from technology, right? Because they can it can do more of the work. But for example, we work with humans, right? The plumber has to go and do his job, and then we as managers, we have to do manually our job, right? So we have to go inspect and things like that. So I don't see that it will take over for us in this industry. It will help us tremendously. So that's what it's gonna be a lie, like definitely. And if we do have to learn how to use it and be very active with it. And yes, I don't think any business owner can continue to do successful business without AIs, because business owners that are using it are gonna leave behind everybody that is not using it, because yes,
Yeah.
it's reality.
Definitely. You've mentioned that you need to have a good platform in order to fully take advantage of AI. So this brings me to the question, the current platform that you're having that helps you so well with the service requests, how well is it interconnected with Claude? And how much work do you need to do to, let's say, transfer data from one platform to the other? So from your platform to Claude and the other way around. What is something that works well and what's something that doesn't work so well that you would like to have improved?
Okay. So for example, we have several part of the business, like for example, applications of homeowners, right? So that most of the platforms right now, they don't do that with the same platform. They have an API, so they connect to other platforms that do that kind of service for them, right? So right now, I think that it should be more like, I think the platforms should do that, but I understand why they're not doing it, because it's very specific, right, for every region. So I see that why they are not doing it. But this platform also have some AI integrated. Is another packet, but I haven't. I wanted to do the normal package at the beginning, and then once I feel comfortable, I can go, because right now I don't feel comfortable with AI answering my calls and things like that. Specifically because here, for example, in Miami, we have Russians, right? We have people from Latin America. We have a lot of people, and then it's gonna be, I don't feel right now that I don't feel comfortable with, but I know the platform offers that service, and I'm trying to use more. I think the people right now, I still need someone that talks to them. They feel more heard. And normally when you call us, it's because it's urgent, right? I don't want they feel desperate because sometimes I feel like that when I call people and I have an AI answering. So, and the kind of call that we receive are very specific. So, this platform has that part, but we haven't used it at all. And for example, for me to do what I need to do right now, what I'm doing right now, everything that they're not doing, it takes a second, because we just have Claude to build generators, and it's just download the reports with one click and upload it and and then you have all the reports like 2 seconds, right? So it's not a big of a deal. So right now we have been able to do it, and it allow us to be the engineers of the reports that we want, right? How we want it, and be able to be a live report, so you can change and create new. The girls, like on Mondays, I arrive with new ideas and with new stuff done. So they're like, okay. So yeah, I think AI is fun and is helping tremendously our industry if we know how to use it properly.
Amazing, amazing. What do you do to learn how to use it properly? I mean, do you read any blogs or any sources? Are you subscribed to any newsletters? How do you keep up to date with what's new in the AI space?
Yeah, I follow people that are I believe they are knowledge, and but also is so much fun. It's so much fun. It's like you think, okay, maybe I can do this, and you just type it or you just talk, and then it's boom, it's there, and then it's so easy. I know people are intimidated, but it's like you when you're creating business, you like start talking with your friend. Oh, this is my idea, but it's the same with the AI, right? You start giving your ideas and thoughts, and surprisingly, now this friend can help you build whatever you want, or whatever is in your mind. And if not, it will try to find ways to help you to do this. So it's great. It's an amazing
Yeah,
tool.
yeah, totally, totally. I agree with you here. And why do you think people are scared to use it?
I think because people are think they're gonna be replaced by it, or sometimes they are overwhelmed because it's a lot of information about it, and it's like I believe we have to approach it like this, like a friend. You just tell your ideas, you put your ideas out, your thoughts or your questions, and little by little you have the best friends that have all the answers in the world and can build everything for you. So you just have to just try it, like talk and just write whatever is in your mind, and it will find a way to do whatever is in your mind. It will help you to create whatever is in your mind. So it's amazing.
I'm curious to hear, you've just mentioned when you come in on Mondays mornings, you are full of ideas, and you've also said you love to explore AI and you love to kind of try it by yourself, see how it can help you, just have this, let's say, playful approach to it. I'm curious to understand, what kind of process improvement ideas do you get during those exploration phases? A lot of new ideas come to your mind as to how to further improve your management business, right? What are some of the ideas that came to mind that you would like to try out?
Yeah, what it helps me a lot in a CEO point of view, right? So you are always looking for improvement. You are always looking for your organization to be working more effectively, right? So for me, I always like, okay, this is okay. So my Claude knows all my structure, right? Who does what are the positions and everything like that. And I always talking to it like the ways to improve, right? What can I do with this position? Maybe will to be in charge of this, and that. And together we create always a better outcome, right? A more effective outcome. Things that and is more structural, right? The help that have been given is more CEO type of thoughts. It's like I don't have a partner, so I rely with the two of us to create like new ideas, always improvement in within the organization because uh, yeah, we're looking always for effectiveness, right? And make the people in the office feel happy with what they do. And if they are doing the same thing, like all the processes are like they know how to do everything and it's simple and it's easy, and people are going to be super motivated to do everything to get to get the stuff out of the plate as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So organizationally wise is an amazing tool because it gives you ideas, and then you lay out everything that you have, all your business, and together you always improve. And
Mhm.
yeah, Monday, yeah, right. But this position is gonna do this, this, this. We're gonna do it like this, and yes, and all the SOPs are like perfectly draft. I have a change, and it changed completely everything. All the documents are changed in a click with what I
Mhm.
discussed with AI, and I click, okay, done, and all the SOPs with the new ideas is like done, and that's why on Monday
Yeah.
it's like girls, we're gonna do this way now. Like everybody's like, okay. Yeah, but it's always to improve, to move forward. And yes.
You seem to move very fast with this. I haven't seen many leaders in the industry using AI to brainstorm this way. Most use it for more basic tasks. It's interesting to see how you're approaching things. When you get stuck, or let's say when there's something that maybe you'd like to explore further, but you reach your limits, right? Whom do you talk to? Do you have tech partners, or do you partner with AI agencies to, let's say, in a way, broaden your horizon to see what's out there? How can you get the AI to push its limits? What's your approach?
So far, I haven't found a limit yet. I haven't, but like every time, because it has all the answers. So whatever is blocking me, we find a way to unblock. And I have blockages, but like I try to see another approach, another perspective. And luckily, I have always found a way to figure things out and to move, to move around any roadblock by myself with the AI. So, so far, no. Maybe in the future, when I try to create something like really wild, probably, but right now, like I haven't had that yet.
Super interesting. And one last question we ask all of our guests is, if you could go back and talk to the 20-year-old self, your 20-year-old self, and give her some advice when she started out in the property management industry, what advice would you give?
It's like everything has come so organically to me that everything, and I don't want to go and tell her like, relax, everything is going to be okay, because maybe she will relax too much and then we wouldn't be here, right? So I think very happy and content with everything that has happened. And of course, we always have issues along the way, right? But fortunately, we always have been able to move from them. So I think everything has played out great. So just keep going. Maybe you're doing it great, something like that.
Maybe something that you didn't know back then that you know now that maybe you would have done differently. I don't know, some business advice, because you've gained lots of experience in these 14 years being in the industry.
Yeah.
What would you think is something that you've learned that maybe back then would be counterintuitive for you, but now it's normal because you've dealt with it? Can you think of something?
I think invest more, right? Investing is always, I think before I was always shy on investing, right? Investing in whatever, in properties, in your business, right? Because I found at the beginning we are a little shy and we want to just put our toes on the, little by little. And the investment part of even for this business, right? Right now we're on this platform, but if I have been with this platform at the beginning, it will have been like way better, right? Because it will have worked with me better. So that part I think is very, very important. When you're committed with something, just invest in it, because it's gonna be sometimes even like for anything, like you get I'm gonna go surfing. I don't need a coach. You're gonna spend like 3 years trying to learn to surf, right? But if you invest, you put the money, and then you invest, you're gonna see the returns way faster, and then you're gonna like overgrow, faster. And yes, I think that's actually one of the advices that would be invest in what you see is worth it right now. No, not to a little, to, a lot. Invest in
Totally
knowledge,
agreed.
invest in platform, invest in IT is important, I think.
Great conversation, Kelly. Where can our listeners get hold of you online?
Okay, our webpage is managementmanagement.com.
Perfect. Kelly, thanks for this great conversation. We went very deep on some points. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And good luck with Oneness Management. I think you're up to something great now. I hope the business expansion works well. And I hope that we're gonna speak again soon.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Robert. I enjoyed the time here with you. And sure, I hope to see you again soon.
All right, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.